TOA hell. Am I right, guys? It's Bagley, you didn't say anything. It's challenging, isn't it? It's pretty challenging. So what's up, everybody? TOA hell, not for early game players. That's the first thing. If you're early game, you're struggling with TOA hell, you're like, it's only 10 floors, not gonna be that. No. If you're early game, finish TOA normal, work on TOA hard, farm runes. Don't worry about TOA hell. Don't worry too much about TOA hell. If you are early mid-game, same basic thing. If you're kind of on the later mid-game spectrum and you have like, there's some units that are like the normal TOA hard units are that are really good there. They're gonna be really good here. Same situation, things like Rika, things like Varad. I see people using Rika, Varad, Ganymede. Make it very easy. My goal is to, so if you have very good runes and you have some of the better TOA hard units, it's not going to be as difficult for you. My goal that I want to do, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this, but the goal that I'm going to be able to do, the goal that I want to be able to do is to do all 10 floors, 3-star everything. I'm going to do one video at a time for one floor at a time with no Nat5. Well, no summon Nat5s. Like, we can use fusion if we have to use fusion, but I want to make it free-to-play friendly. I don't know if I can do it with all just 3 stars only, like free-to-play, free-to-win. I'm not even going to bother trying this on free-to-win. Maybe we could do a little bit of it, but I don't even, like, I don't want to put myself through that frustration trying to do this on free-to-win. But the plan is on the main account, not farm, but on the main account, do all floors, one video for one floor, next video, next floor, using all 3 and 4 star units and 5 stars, like either fusion 5 stars or homunculus. So that's the game plan for that one. Floor number 1, actually kind of one of the easier floors. So floor number 1, limits harmful effects to 1 turn. The trick there is bombs are really good. Bombs are fantastic. Also, if you have Dover, the light cobalt bomber, really nice. He's got the stun, attack H pushback, and he has the bombs. The bombs are also going to be their harmful effect. They are limited to 1 turn, which means they are going to detonate right away. So if you CC, you may want to not put the bombs on top of the CC. You may, like, if you like freeze or stun, you may want to wait until that freeze or stun wears off and then put the bombs on top of it. Put the bombs on the next turn when they're cleansed of the CC, because it's not the same as TOA hard, where you can CC and then you put the bombs on, and by the time they get the freeze off, and then they get another turn after that, the bomb detonates and they're stunned from the bomb. It's not like that. It's where the bomb's gonna stun them immediately, right? So yeah, bombs are very strong. Bombs are actually get a buff, so your bombers are stronger now in TOA hell, in at least the first stage, because everyone is different. Every stage has different goals. Yeah, so the bombs are very strong. Another thing is, well, Tyrant's awesome in the first stage. Tyrant's fantastic. Water Homunculus is fantastic. Tyrant and Water Homunculus are fantastic for all of TOA and TOA hard in general. They're just fantastic, amazing units. Bombs are, of course, buffed. It's kind of like a little trick. Vigor, better than Fran. Vigor is better than, so let me explain why Vigor is better than Fran. Same thing with Ashir. Ashir is better than Fran as well, because they turn cycle your team. So you're in my opinion, Vigor is better than Fran, and Ashir is better than Fran because of that speed buff. Unless you have something else that does a speed buff. If you're maybe using Mav and you like to use Mav, I really haven't been using Mav too much lately. Maybe I'll stick Mav in there in the future if we need to. I have him built. It's not an issue. But I didn't have him ruined right now, and I'm like, you know what? Instead of the Fran, let's use Vigor, because he does a speed buff. He also does the crit resist, and a lot of people have Vigor built as well. But that speed buff helps your team cycle turns more. The Tyrant slow will help them cycle less. I think the Lauren is actually, I know a lot of people have Lauren, a lot of people want to use Lauren. If you use Lauren, that's fine. You could use subs out so much different stuff for Lauren, things that do more AoE, area of effect, attack gauge reduction and slows. Well, the Tyrant already does attack gauge reduction and slows, but yeah, Lauren is actually, weirdly enough, I feel the one that's not as necessary. at least for stage 1. But yeah, between the Tyrant and the Homunculus, they will keep things CC'd, and the Bomber, they'll keep things basically, the Malaka, they'll keep things CC'd. You don't have to necessarily use Malaka. I do like Malaka here though, because he's got CC, he's got AoE defense breaks, he's got AoE attack power breaks, and he's got the bombs, which is a form of like instant CC in this one, again, because the harmful effects are 1 turn. And again, the Vigor is a speed buff for your team, which is great. He's got a little bit of a heal. You really, at least some sustain. Same thing with TOA and TOA hard. You don't need a whole lot of sustain. Sometimes I see people using like Chasun in there. Used to see more of it. Now I still see it every once in a while. Usually like very casual players use Chasun. More so, it's like kind of gone to the Fran route, but I still see Chasun every once in a while. I'm like, you don't need to use Fran or Chasun for TOA and TOA hard. You don't really even need to use, if you have enough control, you don't need to use any healers at all. But for this one, it's nice to have. I do like that little healer there, and then just Vigor is better for turn cycling. There's really good runes on some of these units though, so I'm sure that I've edited the video where you guys can see some of the runes there. The Vigor's got some good runes, Tyrant's got some pretty good runes. The Homunculus is not on anything crazy actually. You can go for more tankiness on the Homunculus and more speed and not do crit damage or anything. You just want, basically, you go for like speed, HP, accuracy. You could even go for Despair on the Homunculus if you feel like it's going to do better. More speed would be even better. Yeah, Malaka on Violent would also be pretty nice too. So, and then Lauren on Violent would also be pretty nice. You just basically got to make things fast and give them a good accuracy because you want to control as much as possible. But that's what I used for floor 1. We 3-starred it, got both of the extra goals. Now I'm going to go, actually I got to work on some other videos for other things, and then I'm going to go work on floor 2. I haven't even tried starting that yet, but I'm sure it's going to be ridiculous nonsense. I can only imagine. Hope you guys enjoyed it. That's it for this one. Good luck. If you have Rika and Varad, you don't need so much luck. You could get half luck. I wish that people that don't have Rika and Varad, the extra luck. But oh my God, some of this stuff is like, it's very hard. It's gonna be very hard for casual players to even consider doing this. That's all I gotta say. Like, unless you're a casual player and happen to just get like some like Rika and Varad and Ganymede and things like the super good TOA hard units, is gonna be very challenging for a lot of people. It's quite challenging content. I like this better than Dimension Predator, which is weird because I shouldn't like this, because I don't like the Dimension Predator, and I was thinking about like, why is that? It's very similar. You do it once a month and you get rewards, and Dimension Predator could arguably be better, considered better rewards. Why do I like this better? Number one, I think I like that my runes that I worked so hard to get over the years, like, I like that they actually matter here. Number two is Dimension Predator. I feel like doing that, I am obligated to do that on all of my accounts. Like, I don't have an excuse to not do it on all of my accounts. And I'm like, I don't want to do it on all of these accounts. I don't want to do Dimension Predator every month on all of these accounts and hope for good RNG. Another thing, hope for good RNG when the Dimension Predator. This is less about RNG and more about, like, I mean, RNG definitely plays a part, don't get me wrong, but more about just controlling well, keeping things controlled, making sure you know what you're doing. And another thing, I don't plan to do this on every account. I don't plan to do TOA hell on every account. So I'm like, I'm just gonna do it on the main, and then I'm like, oh good, I only have to do it once. So I'm so excited for the new content, even though it's hard. I'm so excited for it because I only have to do it once, because I'm not even thinking about doing it on alts. No, I don't want to do all this crazy things that I have to spend an hour on the thing. I didn't get this the first time, by the way. I didn't get this like the first, second, third, maybe the fourth or fifth time. But yeah, I was trying to use different units in the beginning, and I was like, this is not working. So maybe we use some different stuff. But some other good units, Spectra, Math, standard TOA hard things are good here though. But it's just a little bit more challenging. They're way faster. They do a lot more damage. I feel like they aren't as tanky HP as I was expecting them to be. But if they hit you, they will kill you. They will do a lot of damage to you. If you are not tanky, they will kill your units even if they have attack power break on them, they are pretty. I remember one of those wind harpies hit my homunculus and did 30k damage to him. I'm like, it doesn't have a defense break or anything. I think the harpy had like an attack power break, and I'm like, okay, so don't let them hit you. Don't let them don't let them touch you. Anyway, that's it for this one. If you guys are struggling, everyone is struggling. It's not just you. It's very hard content. Hope you enjoyed. I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna get to the next one. Yeah, and I'll see you as always in the next one.